sale of products interstate. So let's take up how this is going to work with an example. On the one side we have India, the other side is the world, means out of India. In India I have made two bifurcations. One is Maharashtra, other is outside Maharashtra. We'll take up an example. So this is our company, Nilsan Nisotech. I take the example of Nilsan. This is not coming. So by doing this M1, this is not M1 I have started this. Okay. So this is the company we are sitting today, Nilsan at Khairne MIDC. This is our company. There is a supplier who is based in Maharashtra. When the company is buying goods from that supplier in Maharashtra, that supplier will charge us SGST and CGST. It's a local purchase. If the company is making a purchase from outside Maharashtra, IGST will be charged. For us it will be an OMS purchase, outside Maharashtra purchase. IGST will be charged by the vendor in that state. If the company is importing the goods from outside India, there will be an import purchase. So on that import purchase, basic customs duty as is being levied today, that would be charged. Plus IGST would have to be paid. Now IGST would have to be paid by way of reverse charge mechanism. Till now we have seen reverse charge mechanism under the service tax law. On import of services, reverse charge mechanism is there. Reverse charge mechanism is not there on import of goods, but now it is proposed for a specified category of transaction and specified category of goods and specified category of dealers. Reverse charge mechanism tax would be levied under the GST regime, and here IGST would have to be paid by the company by way of reverse charge on that. This credit would of course be available. We will come to that. Now after having manufactured the goods, say if the company is having a depot at Pune, it makes a transfer of goods from Mumbai to Pune, there will be no tax, right? No tax at all. What happens in the case of excise? Are we paying any tax today when we are transferring from our Mumbai factory to our godown at Pune? Yes, we have our excise consultant with us. He says yes, it is payable. But is any VAT payable on that? No. But under the GST regime, neither VAT nor excise, that is neither CGST or SGST would be payable. So that is a big change which these manufacturing companies are going to see. There will be no tax on transfer from within Maharashtra on such goods. And say from Pune the person is selling locally, our company is selling locally those goods, the company will charge SGST plus CGST because it is within Maharashtra. Taking the example further, say the company has a branch at Ahmedabad in Gujarat, right? So whenever the company will transfer the goods, it makes a branch transfer to its own branch at Gujarat, the company will charge IGST. And when my branch at Gujarat is going to sell it locally, that branch will charge Gujarat CGST and Gujarat SGST. Earlier it was Maharashtra CGST and Maharashtra SGST. When it was from Pune, we had sold the goods within Pune. In the second example, it is from Ahmedabad to Baroda within Gujarat I am selling the goods. So it will be Gujarat CGST and Gujarat SGST. Right? Arey, to maar dala. So what is the government proposing? What is the law that is being proposed? So the law that we are envisaging, the government has envisaged, is there will be one single IGST Act, there will be one CGST Act, and each state will have their state GST Act. So there will be 31 SGST Acts, one CGST Act and one IGST Act. Because ultimately the state-wise scenario which is there present today, that is going to continue. Only thing is the law will be standardized all across India. Let's hope the states don't tinker by changing this provision there and this provision there. I was talking to some of the officers where the rates of tax were to be finalized, and on some of the commodities they were finalizing the rates. Some says कि महाराष्ट्र में तो 9 वाली सारी ट्रेडिशनल, उसके ऊपर टैक्स नहीं लगना चाहिए. One of the officers said. तुरंत दूसरा बुला रहे हमारे मद्रास में तो कंचीपुरम है, उसको भी टैक्स नहीं लगना चाहिए. Right? So this is the state-wise, each state, because there are local battery. Because there are local perceptions and which are applicable within a state, within a territory, within a district. So many things are there. As I told you, the unity and diversity of India. Only thing, just as the demonetization happened and all across India, one single law has happened that every person in India is affected and is adhering to that principles of law, whether willfully or unwillfully, by cursing or by adopting, whatever. If this GST also, if it is standardized all across India, it will be a boon for all the traders in India and all the consumers in India. Otherwise, if the local politicians, the local state governments try to tinker it, it will be a big issue again. Otherwise, the same what has happened in VAT. See, ultimately under VAT also they wanted to bring a standardized structure, but that could not happen. Right? But let's hope that under GST we do get the standardized structure. One more thing. When the company is going to export the goods, of course there will be no tax, as we saw earlier. Yeah.
Like at this moment we are just paying the custom duty and clearance, that's it. But now I guess after implementation of the GST, again IGST is going to be...
No, it will be on specified, it will be on specified categories, specified products that would come. It is not across the board.
So any tentative idea like how much they are going to...
No idea as of, because they have not come out with any. Achha, let's understand one more thing. Today what we are discussing, today what we have in hand is the first model draft GST law which came in June 2016, right? And the revised model draft law which came on 25th of November 2016, and the draft rules, formats for registration, etc. So what we are studying today is based on a draft law. We had a meeting last week, Mr. Wagle was there at Roha for a few of our clients. And I think from Clarion also some of the delegates had come. Now, if the delegates of Clarion try to discuss what they had discussed last week and what they are discussing today, there is a change. Why? Because after the last meeting, there is a change in the law. The draft law has changed. And let's understand this is draft law. But what I feel that now this draft law will be there 80 to 90%. The law is going to remain as it is unless and until there are major changes or representations made by the trade associations or the tax practitioners association. We had made, from our association, we had made various representations when the first draft law had come, and the government has actually made the changes in that draft law which has now come. So they are really looking into all these aspects and trying to minimize the hassle to the dealers and the consumers at large. So that is really actually happening. We should appreciate that they are doing that. Of course, there are going to be teething troubles when the law sets in. See today what are we having? We are having a premature baby with us. It's not a fully born baby, it's a premature baby. Now that premature baby has undergone a major surgery. 4-5 दिन पहले law change होके आया है. So what we are studying today is under that scenario. Let's keep that in mind. One more thing. There are many rules which are going to get prescribed that how these procedures and formats are going to be implemented regarding the implementation. At almost at 150, more than 150 places, the word prescribed is there. So also prescription आएंगे बाद में कि वो how the implementations happen. Here we need to understand a broad overview that these are the provisions which are envisaged. This is the overview. Right here? Not necessary. Rather, I would feel कि अगर IGST लग रहा है तो IGST का full set of मिल रहा है जो शायद आज तक नहीं मिल रहा था. I know we have some of our clients over here who are importing and they might be paying additional duties of customs or special additional duties and they are not able to claim set off of that. Now they will become eligible. किरण गुप्ता जी आपके लिए बोल रहा हूँ. right? So you are importing, but you are not able to take the credit. Now that credit will be available. So he may import more. We don't know. That is what the impact.